Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about Super 7 Wave 4 of G.I. Joe. And I've got to say, they put some new pictures out, some pre-orders up. I've got my pre-orders in on all four of these, but I want to say that in the past, I've seen all of the Super 7 ones appear to look better than G.I. Joe Classified. With this, one looks way better, one looks probably not as good, and the other two are about middle of the road. But I still overall like this line more than Classified. We'll talk about this. We're going to do comparisons to Classified, and we're going to talk about each one. Coming up. First up, we're going to talk about Zartan, which is a great choice. I'm glad they went with Zartan, and he looks pretty good. And when we get to the comparisons, I have very mixed emotions about this character. Really, I actually have a channel mascot I've tried to kind of use once in a while as a custom. But I think it looks good. It nails the cartoon aesthetic, and with that, it looks about right. Let's see what all he comes with. And he comes with all of this gear. So he's got two heads. He's got a blaster rifle. He's got two laser pistols, and one is a toy and one is a tune. He has a detonator watch, and he's got a bomb, a dagger, and a bunch of different hands. Kind of what they do on there. You can see where you can holster the gun with this, which isn't something you can do with all the other figures, by the way. And it's got a holster or a sheath for that knife, that dagger. So some pretty good stuff going on here. Looking pretty cartoon. So now let's get this compared to a G.I. Joe Classified. There are two classified versions to compare to. So on the left is the SDCC. Well, there's the original one, which is not going for the same thing, so I'm not going to include it. But SDCC on the left, their cartoon or retro accurate one. So I guess at the end of the day, Super 7 still wins. But I kind of like how interesting the SDCC one looks. But after looking at these pictures, or definitely after getting the real one in hand, I'm probably going to like the Super 7 one a lot more. But right now, I'm kind of hung up on that SDCC one. I was there the second it went up for pre-order, and it sold out. Then I went about the rest of my day, and it ends up like they put more up 30 minutes later and whatever. But it's a $100 figure now, and I'm not paying $100 for a G.I. Joe Classified. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I'd rather spend $55 on this. I'd rather buy two of these than one of those. Anyway, I do think Super 7 does look the best. Here's the loadout and the package there and all that kind of stuff, so it's looking pretty good, just like you'd expect to see with a G.I. Joe Classified G.I. Joe Ultimates. It's not classified, but let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next one's Stalker, and before we really get into it, it's a home run. It looks exactly like what Stalker should have looked like in the classified line. We're going to do that comparison here in a bit, but I do like the way he looks, and overall he matches the color that I would have expected on the uniform. And I think the head sculpt is fantastic. I mean, like, right on, spot on, fantastic. So, really great job right there that they did with him. Let's see what all he comes with. And he comes with a jetpack. He comes with multiple different head sculpts. He does have that dynamite that he has in his hand there that he's about to use to blow something up, and then a detonator, a canteen, some binoculars, and he's got some laser pistols and blasters and stuff like that. So some of it is to match the cartoon, and some of it's to match the toy and all of that, which is really cool, and it's cool to have all of that. For $55 though, then we get the price versus value. I just had a conversation, and what's packed in here, I guess the jetpack is probably worth a lot or something, because it is prominent in the show there. You do see him in it, so I guess that works. But yeah, not quite a whole lot of accessories that really mean a lot, but the character really didn't do a whole lot. And the figure itself, back in the day, didn't come with a whole lot. Let's look what Hasbro gave us, and I really am disappointed in what Hasbro gave us. I really was wanting something more like what Super 7's giving us. So that's kind of where we are right now with Super 7 versus the Classified. Some people like this look that's going on here with Hasbro, but I prefer the Super 7, and so with that, I believe the Super 7 one's a slam dunk, and, near perfection, and I would never need another Stalker figure ever again for the rest of my life once I get this one. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Here's Stalker's packaging, and of course he's got the good guy green, and that's how. I'm not even going to say that's how it's all going to be packed in there, because it's funny that they don't really match up. The digital renders and how the placement of all this doesn't match up when it comes to the reality of actually putting it in there and setting up the packaging and all that stuff. So I do want to point that out, that I don't even know why they bother. Why even bother giving us this picture if they know for a fact it's never ever going to match? So that's a little frustrating to me, but I really don't care. But why give us this picture if it's not going to match? Next up, we've got Gung-Ho, and I've said this before with Gung-Ho. He is what we wanted from the beginning, or what I wanted from the beginning, just right way out of the gate. Now, smooth, cartoon accurate, looking exactly like I would expect and I'd want, obviously having the blue instead of a more of a green costume and all that kind of stuff, having the correct hat and all of that. And I bet you and I don't know enough about the tattoo, but I bet you the tattoo is closer to the way it should be. It does not look, from what I'm looking at, does not look exactly right on. I'm sure they have to alter it so much, some certain percentage of difference, so they don't get any trouble with that. So the tattoo situation. But let's look what he comes with, and he does come with 2 extra head sculpts. One's with a hat and a goofy grin, and then another one he's wearing just a headband and yelling and stuff. Does come with his signature retro backpack. He comes with the crystal, and he's got some green gloves and some extra hands, and then he's got his standard toy gun, and then he's got more of a gun that you would have for the cartoon, and then a little drone looking thing there. So pretty cool overall. I'm gonna love this figure, I'm pretty sure, as long as everything holds up as it comes out. I do think it's strange the way the waist is cut. Maybe it's just hidden by his vest. That's actually really clever if it is truly hidden by the vest. Now this is one where I'm not gonna say it's a slam dunk and way better than what Hasbro already did with the classified line. The thing is that it is, in my opinion, a bit better and closer to what I want than the classified. But I'm still pretty impressed with the second version of what Hasbro gave us. So talking about that with this particular character, it's almost a tie. Almost a tie. But you got to understand, you paid $22.99 for the figure on the left, and the one on the right is going to be $55. But on the one on the right is closer to perfection to me. But the one on the left still looks really good. So I'm kind of torn. I want to call it a tie just because even though Super 7 looks a little bit better, it costs twice as much. And as I said before, here's the packaging. It's not really going to look like this, but I guess it's to give you an idea of what to expect in the packaging overall. So you can see the figure through the plastic, right? They're not going to do closed box on this. That would suck for in-package collectors. In-package collectors would really hate that. But anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have the Baroness, and this is more in her sort of retro style, more of the cartoon style. Now, in the first version we got of her, or we're getting of her, is going to have blue and a blue costume or outfit, and then this is the black costume outfit, which we're used to seeing for 99% of the show, and we're used to seeing from the toys. So, with that, here she is, and she does look pretty decent. What all stuff does she come with? She does come with quite a bit, actually. She has 3 interchangeable heads, so 2 extra ones, a neutral, a smirk, and then a Rattler helmeted head. So she's wearing a helmet for the Rattler. Then 8 interchangeable hands, 2 fists, 2 pistol grips, 2 fighting hands, closed grip hand, and camera grip hand. Then she also comes with a laser blaster with a vintage style, but she also comes with a Cobra laser blaster, cartoon style, grenade, a conch of the siren, and mind control perfume, sleeping gas blanket, seal of Alaska, and the camera gun. So a lot of the stuff I actually was just sifting through the episodes where she has the conch of the siren. That was kind of fun. But anyhow, let's see how she stacks up to what Hasbro's already done. So I believe this is the retro Baroness here, the one that's hanging on Walmart shelves right now, and I think it's a win. I think Hasbro wins this one. And here's why. Because the Hasbro one looks like a female, like a woman, and I gotta tell you that Super 7 looks kind of like a 12-year-old boy. Doesn't look like the Baroness that I remember. And I just think that Hasbro's looks more like Baroness, even though there's more stylization to it and it's not quite as cartoony. It still feels more like the character was in the cartoon than what we're getting here. But I'm not saying Super 7's bad. I'm just saying Super 7 and their female figures, they don't have the female form, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion and the way I perceive it. But I'm still going to get her, and I'm still going to be happy to have her and display her and all that kind of stuff. But I think Hasbro did a little bit better job on theirs. Two last bits of info to talk about. Zartan is going to be color changed. So this is something that the BBTS pictures don't show. I pre-ordered mine through BBTS, but you see this on the Super 7 site, so I had to go to a different place to get this picture, because I was getting all my pictures from BBTS while I was pre-ordering it. I was like, why not? That'd be a nice place to get my pictures from. And with that, that's good. Right out the gate with the color change. I believe it's color change in the sun, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good feature to have as part of your figure, and the fact that we're getting it right out of the gate, and we're getting it with all the retro feels and fun. What I would have liked to have added would have been maybe some clear covers that you could clip on over the leg, thigh pads, and the chest to make it more toy, since they're doing so much toy stuff. But aside from that, I think it's a pretty cool figure. Also, if you pre-order from Super 7, you can get this weapons pack. So it comes with another backpack, some blasters, some pistols, another radio, binoculars, and some stuff like that. Okay, so flashlight. Here's why I believe they're doing this. Because Super 7 was late getting all of their stuff lately, and BBTS and Entertainment Earth beat them out the gate, and so they're like, well, we got to do something so that people order from us. I think Super 7 gets the least number of orders straight from them than BBTS and then Entertainment Earth and other places, because they've been getting their stuff late, and they got to offer some incentive. So if you pre-order the whole wave there, you get this as a free exclusive add-on, and that's a pretty good incentive. But is there stuff showing up like 2 months later than everywhere else? Alright, so G.I. Joe Ultimates Super 7, they're coming along pretty nicely. I really enjoyed the Cobra Commander and the Duke. I think they all look pretty good. I'm not really going to bother even opening Snake Eyes at this juncture. I'm sure we're going to get a more classic version 2 kind of Snake Eyes, or more of what I want out of Snake Eyes down the road. But for that, I'm excited about every one of these figures that's coming on the way. And this is a solid wave. Very solid wave. I'm very pleased with the figure choices, and for the most part pleased with the way they look. Even the Baroness looks good, just not as good as it could. But overall, this is going to make for a fantastic, super tuned looking shelf. If that's what you're in for, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Take care and hang around.